everyone, it's Ravyn. Welcome back to the Nest. What I'll be doing for you all today is going through and setting up the budgets for November 2021. So if you are interested in seeing that, stay tuned. So I have already done my kind of layout sheet, and I typically keep this one just pretty simple. I'll go in and write in kind of where all my bills kind of lay out, because I like to see the monthly overview, because I like to see where things land and where things kind of fall. And that's really helpful, especially for people that are paid monthly and bi-weekly, probably weekly as well. Really probably anybody, but I feel it's really important for people that get paid bi-weekly, simply because it kind of lets you see like where your paychecks fall, and that just because you may know that you're getting these two paychecks in November, you kind of have to understand that that first paycheck, of course, is going to cover things from this day to this day, and then your last paycheck usually is covering things at the very tail end of the month, and then like the first week and a half of the following month. So I like to kind of see how that falls, just so I can see like where all of my bills are falling and all of that. So that's kind of the general purpose for me doing this monthly layout. And then I just kind of color code things so that I'll know like what's an auto pay bill, what's a manual, what's a debt, and kind of what's investments. And then I mark off, like I said, my paydays. So this is essentially November's layout. So we're going to go ahead and move into the actual budget sheets. And what I'm currently using right now is just a big happy planner. And essentially it probably is just a waste of my money at this point. And I don't plan to do this in 2022. I'm probably going to construct my own kind of budget planner. I am in the process of crafting new budget sheets for kind of my new budgeting method for 2022. You all will see those probably sometime in the beginning of December, and then they'll go live in the shop if you want to purchase. I will, of course, leave these posted in the shop if you wanted to purchase these versus the new ones, because like I said, the new ones are going to be based off kind of a different kind of budgeting method, and I probably will incorporate some of those changes in the new one into this one, because some of the changes that I'm making for like my 2022 budget method, they can kind of cross over into this. So I kind of want to include those, a couple of elements from those sheets into this. So this will probably get an overhaul as well. But like I mentioned, I just kind of use a big happy planner, and then I don't use like these weekly pages and stuff. It would be really helpful if if Happy Planner did like just a monthly, but like a monthly planner, similar to how Erin Condren has like just a monthly planner where you don't get any weekly pages or daily pages. It's just a straight monthly layout and then like some notes pages. That would be like super helpful. But you know, sometimes you gotta, you know, rely on self at times. So that is what my plan is, to just basically construct my own planner situation, which essentially it really wouldn't be that difficult. It'll just be my budget sheets, and then I would just need to create like a monthly layout page, and then probably add in some notes pages, and then have my disc, because I don't think I'll ever transition away from disc. I sometimes will sit and think about it like, do I want to switch to some other kind of binding? But no, I mean, I think I've said this before in other videos, and you'll probably continue to hear me say it. I am a disc girl till I die, probably, because it's just so customizable. I can take pages out, put pages in. It's just where it is. So that is probably what I'm going to do for 2022. Okay, so I have pulled out my budget sheets, and I just put the planner off to the side. So we're just working with these two sheets, which one of them's front and back, and then this one. There are other pages included in the budget planner kind of kit that's available in my Etsy shop. These are just the two pages I'm working with right now for the monthly setup. I have, of course, you know, the paycheck budget sheets that are included on top of that, plus like a debt snowball sheet, and I think another kind of sheet. But like I said, there'll be some changes made to the existing budget sheets, and then I will be premiering some new budget sheets for the new budgeting method that I will be doing for 2022. So let us go ahead and start off first with our goals and intentions. And I think I've prefaced this in other videos that this is essentially my goals and intentions when it comes to like my finances and my financial life. This is not like my monthly goals and intentions like overall. So let's go ahead and get into those. So of course, my number one goal, which has essentially been one of my main goals financial wise throughout the entire year for 2021, is I want to complete savings challenges. And this is generally for the month, because if I keep doing them, you know, each month and succeeding each month, that's going to lead me to my overall arching goal for the year, which is my $10,000. So that's for goal number one. Goal number two is going to be to stick to monthly budget for holidays, because as you all know, we have two big holidays coming up this season. Well, I like to say three, but we got two major holidays coming up, and why I say a third is because we have Thanksgiving, we have Black Friday, and then we have Christmas. So I kind of want to make sure that I stay in budget for the holidays. Thanksgiving and Black Friday, of course, lands this month, so that's going to be some temptation there, but I don't really need anything. See, that's kind of how I'm kind of leading into this situation, is by telling myself, Ravyn, you don't need anything. There's nothing that you need. So I just need to stay away from the sales ads. That's just really what it comes down to. The only thing I really need to do is make purchases for Thanksgiving dinner, but that may not even be a thing because I might be going to family's house for Thanksgiving. We may not even be Thanksgiving at the crib, but you know how folks is, we like to have leftovers, and I don't know what the leftover situation is going to be at families' homes. So I don't know if your girl will be able to get some to-go plates or not. I don't know. So we may still do a little bit here, little bit meaning like very minimal. Like we may get a ham, make some lasagna, probably make some dressing, and then some type of vegetable situation, just kind of like at the house, keep it kind of like small, but then, you know, go venture out to other home areas for our rounds. But anyway, so that's one of my goals, is to stick to the monthly budget for the holidays. And my intention, because I like to do two goals and an intention, and then my intention for this month is to get back into routine with budget. Because if you watched my Money Monday video, you will know that the entire month of October, I was kind of MIA. I think I posted my last video September 20th, I think, and then I just kind of went ghost for a while, and it was mainly due to a lot of stressors that I had going on in my life at the time. Little bit of health stuff, but that only lasted for maybe about 2-3 weeks at the most. And then it's just sort of like, once that 2-3 weeks of being sick happened, it's like when you're sick, you're not really getting yourself together, if that makes sense. You're really just kind of just down, and you're trying to, you know, get through the sickness. I feel like once you're through like the actual acute phase of whatever this illness is, you then go into like a period of like recovery. So you fighting the illness may take, you know, a couple days, or depending on what it is, a couple of weeks, and then that time after that, you recovering from being down. That's just, you know, what I think. So I spent that time, I was sick, and then of course, like I said, I had a bunch of stuff going on in my personal life, and then work was kind of jumping off and crazy, and I just had to take care of my mental health. That is essentially what happened during the month of October. I just had to take care of my mental health. Well, in doing that, I neglected a lot of things finance-wise. All of my bills got paid. Let me preface that. All of my bills were paid. I did not go broke. I still have my savings. I followed all of my savings plans, but I will say I did a lot of spending that I probably shouldn't have done. I didn't do any cash envelopes, so I'm pretty sure that I just went ham as far as like food, because food is one of my weaknesses when it comes to my budget. I'm pretty sure I spent way over for like food and stuff like that. So yeah, so kind of like my variable spending category was probably way out of control in October. So that's why, like I said, one of my intentions is to get back into my routine with budgeting so I can, you know, end this year off right. Okay, so then my credit scores, which they just don't move. And this is of course not like a free. I mean, I know people have told me like, well, if you're using stuff like Credit Karma and this that, I do use those kind of apps, those free things, but I also do check like my actual credit scores like through FICO. I don't have like a subscription where I check it like every single like month. I feel that's a waste of money. Don't come for me in the comments. I just feel like that's a waste of money to have that subscription where I can just get like my actual credit score numbers every month, because Credit Karma does kind of show you like kind of any fluctuations and if things get too crazy, but I just don't really feel the need to check like my actual credit scores like every single month. So what I would do is I just check it. I go in and pay just to check it like once a quarter, just to see what's going on, because I mean Credit Karma, and I think it's another one I use as well that's tied to one of my credit cards, it alerts me when different things happen. So like if something were to jump off, like, oh, you went and applied for a, $50,000 car, and I'd be like, what? That was not me. So so those things really do, I mean, they work well for me. It just, it works well for my situation. And I am somebody who has gone through identity theft. So, and so they work fine. They work very well for me. So like I said, I check my actual scores like once a quarter. And like I said, them suckers just don't move. So TransUnion 729, and then Equifax is 763. All right. So moving down to our considerations. Considerations for the month, of course, is going to be the almighty Thanksgiving dinner, because even with going over someone's house for Thanksgiving, I still like to not be a bum and like bring stuff. So I definitely have to factor that in addition to if we end up doing anything at home, which we probably will, because I explained the whole might get a plate, might not get a to-go plate thing. I mentioned that earlier, so we might have to have some things popping off at the crib. So let's see, next consideration, I'm just gonna add Black Friday. Although, like I said, I'm of the mind like, hey, you don't need anything, but stuff does happen, because I did have one year, I think it was like maybe 2-3 years ago, just so happens my TV went out like right before Black Friday, and then Black Friday deals came right on through and got your girl another TV. So I'm going to put that down as a consideration, although I do not have any plans on actually participating in Black Friday. But one good thing to think about for Black Friday is there are other sales outside of the major stuff, like the electronics and the furnitures and all the kind of stuff. You could get, really good deals on like everyday stuff that you normally buy. Like last Black Friday, I purchased like a lot of really nice sheet sets and towels, hand towels. I got, really good deals on that kind of stuff around Black Friday. So don't just think about Black Friday as this time where, oh, I need to get the PS5 and I need to get a new iPhone. I need 30 TVs. I mean, it is definitely that, but there are a lot of deals and sales on like everyday items. So don't sleep on them everyday items during Black Friday. Okay. So, and then lastly, which is the most probably exciting thing as far as considerations, I'm going to put possibly starting Disney Fund. And I may talk more about this in another video. That is not another I there. That's just an N. Anyway, we are planning to do like this massive trip to Florida next year. We haven't exactly pinpointed a date, but we have pinpointed a time of the year down to the month. But we haven't exactly pinpointed dates. And this is basically going to be a redo of, we had this trip planned out. Hey, sit now. So back in, I want to say it was 2020. Matter of fact, yeah, yes, it was 2020. Why am I not remembering this? Back in 2020, we had this whole, we had this plan before. So like I said, this is essentially going to be a redo of that. We had this whole thing planned out. I mean, we had been planning this thing since like summer of 2019. And of course, you all know what happened in 2020. I ain't even got to say it. But as it kept getting closer and closer to like the month that we were going to leave, we just kept watching the news, waiting to see like, hey, what's going to happen? We still had intentions on going. I'm going to say probably the month before we were scheduled to go, we still had plans on going. And then I want to say maybe 3 weeks out, we found out everything was getting shut down. Disney was closing. Universal was closing. All the stuff, beaches was gonna be I mean, everything was closing down. So it was like, well, that's that. So luckily we had trip insurance on different things, and we were able to get, I think we were able to get all of our money back, with the exception, I think, of maybe $200, I think. But what was good about that at that time, and that was just that was just $200 that we did not get back on our Airbnb. And what Airbnb did at that time, which we're going to turn around and use that for our reservations this time, they gave us a credit on what they could not basically refund us. So we have a $200 credit that's just kind of sitting for Airbnb that we will be using for this. So like I said, this is basically going to be a redo of that whole thing we had planned. And essentially, the money that was saved for that, up to that, it got converted into my vacation fund. It just, in my vacation sinking fund, and it just sat there. But then I had some other stuff planned for this year that ended up getting used for. That is why we have down possibly starting Disney fund, because it's looking like, I mean, I could probably swing it, starting it in January, but I'm gonna look at some things and see what's going on, and we may start it this month. If not this month, maybe next month. But if even if I have to push it to January, we're still gonna be in business. So that's why I'm putting down possibly starting in January. Well, possibly starting the fund this month. So those are my considerations. So let's move on to to-dos for this month. Major to-do for this month that I have not done. I think it has been on my to-do list for like the past 4 months, and it is contact Fed loan. And I know that they are moving, not Fed loan. I know they are moving student loans to a new servicer, but I have not gotten notification of that happening yet. The last email I got from them, which of course they continuously send out the emails about, hey, you know, student loan payments about to start back in January or whenever it is, whatever, and you know, you need to be ready and be planning and ready and all that. And then at the bottom of those emails, it talks about, you know, your student loan servicer will be changing soon, blah blah blah. It don't say the who, and it don't say when. It just keeps saying soon. And the most recent email I got was probably like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So evidently they still don't know what's up. But either way, I need to contact Fed loan this month, because technically I graduated in May. So my grace period, my post-graduation grace period was 6 months, which would be like now, this month. So even if we weren't in the forbearance situation because of the virus, my payments would essentially be like this month. So I need to contact them and get that popping, and you know, whatever needs to happen with that. So next to do is I need to finalize new budget method, which is kind of already like on paper, and I know what I'm doing, but I need to like finalize that out. And then I need to also finalize the Disney budget, so that way that whenever I do start the sinking fund, I know how much I need to contribute, you know, and the frequency and all of that. So finalize the Disney budget. I need to finalize 2022 sinking funds. And then I need to finalize savings challenges for 2022. I kind of already got a list made out of like what savings challenges I plan to do for 2022. Like I said, I just need to like finalize them. That's really just it. And then I need to finalize Christmas plans and budget, which I think the Christmas budget is going to be very minimal, because I think I mentioned several months ago that gifts will be very nominal in value. Because I'm on a plan, I'm on a journey to get me a house, so gotta sacrifice a little bit. So And then like any other budgeting, like around like the Christmas meal, you know, any of that kind of stuff. So all that needs to be finalized like this month. All of that really needs to be finalized like this week. So I need to get that essentially needs to be done like this week. That needs to be done this week. Finalizing the new budget method, that needs to be done this week because that has something else attached to it, finalizing the budget method, because that is driving the new budget sheets. So I really need to, like I said, those two things probably need to be done like this week. Like finalizing the saving challenges and the sinking funds and the Disney budget, that stuff, I can do that a little later in the month, but like these two particular things, I need to do that like this week. So I'm gonna try to get that done this week. So like I said, these are my goals, intentions, consideration, to-dos for November. All right, moving into income for the month. So we have full-time number 1, full-time number 2, I'm just messing up all over the place, part-time, and then we have online income. So my first paycheck from my full-time job, that one's going to be $2,094.52. Part-time number 2 is going to be $2,134.53. Part-time is going to be $960. And then online income, we're going to budget for $300. Payday number 1 is going to be $11.12. Payday number 2, I think, will be $11.26. Yep. Part-time paycheck is $11.10. And then online income, I just put that down for the last day of the month. So let us calculate up what that is. $2,094.52 plus $2,134.53 plus $960 plus $300. So that is going to bring me to a total of $5,489.05. Now, thoughts to drive income, I really just have mainly 2. And that's going to be to upload new digital downloads, because even though I have not been recording and uploading videos, I have been working on some new printables for the shop, mainly like some savings challenge printables, couple other printables and things I've been working on. I just need to kind of touch them up and make sure that they're kind of ready to go and get those uploaded to the Etsy shop. I have some up there now, a couple that I have put up. Etsy shop link is down below, but I'm going to be adding a couple of more, definitely leading up to 2022. I'm especially wanting to add in some more budget friendly savings challenges. I plan to do one myself for next year. So definitely looking at more digital downloads and things that I can add to the shop. So that is definitely going to be one thought to drive income. And honestly, if I could get those up in the next week, which I honestly feel I could, it could impact my income for this month. But most of the time when I put these thoughts to drive income, it's really things that I could, you know, get formulating and going during this current month that'll impact my income for the following month. But with these digital downloads, if I could really finalize those out within the next week or so and get them uploaded, we could see some increase in income through the shop this way. So then my second thought to drive income is, of course, going to be finalize new 2022 budget sheets. And this is one of those that I mentioned, one of those thoughts I mentioned that's more of like a future situation, because I don't anticipate these budget sheets going live until probably right at the beginning of December. And I wanted to make them live at the beginning of December because I'm going to have a digital option as well as a physical option, because I do have sometimes people asking me, particularly for certain sizes. Now, if you're wanting the 8.5 by 11 size, you are 100% good to go. You just print, do whatever punch you're doing, and then you're good to go. But now for the other sizes, such as the 7x9, which is going to be like your classic Happy Planner size, and then your like your A5 size, sometimes people don't really have, you know, pages or printer paper to print those to size, and then they kind of have to play with the printer settings, and then they have to cut the paper and do all that. Some people prefer really not to just do all that, and they want you to just basically send them send it to them already pre-cut, already pre-punched. That way they can just pop it in their planner and go. So I plan to make those options available in physical form as well as digital. Digital probably will like pop right off, like right at the beginning of December. May take me a bit to get the physical ones posted, only because I need to reorder the paper that I use to print my budget sheets on. I don't use traditional printer paper. I use a bit of thicker quality, better, you know, kind of a better quality of paper than just printer paper. And I'm running kind of low on that, and I need to purchase some more. But if I order it this month, I could have it in time to go live with the physicals as well. But either way, I work through the logistics of all of that just to know that the new budget sheets will go live kind of at the beginning of December. All right, so let us move on to our monthly outgoing tracker. This essentially is all of the monies and all of the things that will be coming out for the month of November. So I've already written everything in because I just figured it would be very boring for you all to watch me write all this in. So let us get started with calculating everything up. So we have $400 for my car note, $44.99 for the gym membership, $6.85 for Xfinity, $45.68 for Trupanion. MLG&W, I did not write the amount on that, but we're going to budget $200 because that's what I typically budget. So we're just going to budget $200. So plus $200 for MLG&W. Regional 1, which is a medical bill, $25. Stash, $60. Cash envelopes, $390. My car insurance, $129.24. It actually went down when I redid my policy. It was previously $133 something, and it got down to $129. So there's that. Phone is going to be $175.15. My renter's insurance, $17.68. Amazon Music is $1.08. Y'all, I messed that up. Minus 0.80. Plus $1.08. There we go. AT&T is going to be $50. Stash again is $60. Cash envelopes again is $390. I separate my stash and my cash envelopes out to two because I get paid, you know, typically twice a month, so I just separate it out on here. All right, Citibank, the minimum payment for that is $57, but I always pay extra. But we're just going to budget for what the minimum payment is. And then Netflix is going to be $19.70. Hulu is $14.69. Total amount that we will put towards savings challenges this month is going to be $865. And then sinking funds for the month will be $300. So our total is $3,314.06. So what we need to do is we need to balance that up against my income. So my estimated income for the month is going to be $5,489.05. And then we're going to subtract $3,314.06. So that's going to leave me with a estimated remaining of $2,174.99. Now I like to basically not count my online income, only because I will have some online income. I just prefer to not counted because it's not guaranteed income. Whereas like my full-time job and my part-time job, well, if I were to get fired today, I wouldn't get this second paycheck. but we're not gonna speak that into existence. We will have our job. So this is my more guaranteed income. And then my part-time job, that is most definitely guaranteed, because the way I'm paid at my part-time job, essentially I'm paid for work I did the month prior. So this is my November paycheck. So this is my paycheck for work that I performed in October. So I just want to take out the online income. So that's going to be minus 300. So even if I didn't do what I needed to do for online income, I would still have a remaining of $1,874.99, which is still pretty good, because again, like I said, I got Thanksgiving dinner to think about. Things that are just not in this plan here. They're not, it's not listed out here. So essentially this 1,800, that will account for any Thanksgiving dinner situations. What else? Like I said, Thanksgiving dinner situations. If I do anything with Black Friday, which I probably won't at all, that could cover some of that. I did mention, like I told you, I pay extra on my Citibank card. That will come from out here. And then, oh, there was something else. I need to write that down on the considerations. And I probably need to write it down on the to-do, honestly. I need to pay a traffic ticket. And it's one of those red light camera pictures things. Yeah, I ran a red light. I didn't try to. It was unavoidable. And I mean, I'm a very good driver. But I don't know what happened that day. I was paying attention and everything. I don't know what happened that day. What I think happened was I was behind a semi, and as he was turning, I think I just went ahead and turned too, and because I couldn't see over the semi, so like the semi was blocking the turn signal light. So I went when he went, thinking that the light was still green. Come to find out that joker was not. So, yeah, so I got a traffic ticket for that. One of those, like I said, camera, flashing light, one of them. So I need to put that down. So yeah, so that will come out of here because I need to pay that because I think it's due like December 2nd or 3rd or something like that. So that'll come out of there. That's $50. Like I said, Thanksgiving, dinner stuff, anything I do for Black Friday, all that kind of stuff, and any kind of like discretionary spending kind of stuff will come out of there. Although I'm trying to keep that to a minimum because I did a lot of that, y'all, in October. A whole lot of that. All right, guys, so that is it. That is our whole setup for November. I am hoping to get back into the swing of things when it comes to budgeting, while also maintaining my mental health. That's something that I'm kind of trying to get together right now, like how to still make room in my life for the things that I need to do, such as work, take care of my mental health, and all of the extra stuff, such as, the YouTube and, the writing and, just all the different things I like to do that is extra, fitting that all into my life while maintaining my mental health. That is essentially the goal and the plan for this month. So let me know down below in the comments, how are you managing your mental health when trying to do all the things? And I know some people are probably going to say, well, Ravyn, you have to just try to not do all the things. That's probably going to be the statements that's going to be made. But I have avenues in my life that I want to dedicate time to. But like I said, at the same time, I also want to cherish and all of that, my mental health, and just make that a very important thing. So let me know down in the comments, how do you manage your mental health with all of the things that you need to do in your life and the things that you want to do? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, definitely go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you do not miss any more of my videos. Thanks, guys. Peace.